Alrighty. And we're gonna go through this. Alrighty, there we go. Let's go ahead and turn that off. Wow, wow, wow. Ay, ay, ay. Wow, wow, wow. Ay, ay, ay. Wow, 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 wow. Ay, ay, ay. Wow, wow. Alright, people, here we go, here we go. Oh, you know what? I'm going to try to see if I can do this on Facebook too. See what it'll do. Let's see what happens. Join us. Oh, you know what? I'll take this out and I'll put this in. Nope, that's not it. Yeah, I'm going to try that. Since it ain't nobody here, might as well try and see what happens. Yeah, let's see what it does. Alright, let's see what happens. So we change that. New live. Yep. Start broadcast. Do not have permissions to create. Well, I guess I can't. Oh, wait, nope. Here it goes right here. Alright, so we'll do post on timeline. As a page you manage requires permission. Okay, I can give myself permission. It's my damn Facebook. Y'all bear with me 1 second here and keep me logged in. Yes. To the brothers, yes. When I say gamma, you say pump. Gamma, pump. Gamma, pump. When I say gamma, you say pump. What up, DJ Just J, my brother? When I say gamma, you say pump. Gamma, pump. Gamma, pump. Gamma, gamma, pump, pump. Gamma, 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 pump, 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 pump. All right, let's see if this works. So, hopefully, I'm live on my Facebook. How can I see? Oh, you know what? Let me just log onto my Facebook. Duh. Maybe it'll show them live or something when I get started to go. Yep, that's it. That's it. And that's on there. Post on my timeline. Post as me. And let's see what happens. Okay. Thank you, brother, for sharing the stream. I said I got to start doing some more content on this here channel, so that I can get it up and popping. So here I is. Alright. And I don't know if this is going live on my Facebook or not. Hopefully it is. No, I don't think it is. Let's try it though. See if it'll do it now. Okay. New live. Hey, hey, hey. Alright. And then... Yep. Then it's showing me, I don't know what that is, but we're going to do that again. Okay. Then we're going to start the broadcast. Ah, there we go. You are now streaming live. Okay. On my Facebook Live, I can see y'all there, see y'all here. Let's see what happens. If something starts acting crazy or wonky, then I'll just figure it out. But we can experiment here, so let's do it. Let me close this out so I can make sure I get my maximum amount of bandwidth going. Yep, ain't nothing else going, ain't nothing else going. We good. Alright, people. So I'm gonna hit this real quick. This is just basically a video that came across. I don't know how old, I don't know how new this is, but if you see the title of the video, you will see, well, you see it says 6 cops try to intimidate photographer and fail miserably. And I titled this is part of my The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and I titled this When Being the Police Goes Wrong. And this is the reason why I did this. So everybody knows that I've had a short stint of law enforcement in my lifetime. But I do come from a family of law enforcement. I got uncles, I got brothers, I got daddies, 30 years, CPD. Shout out to all my CPD family out there. Chicago Police Department, the best police department in the world when they doing what's right. But I just wanted to go ahead and I wanted to do this video because I always say, hey, one of the biggest problems that we have as people and as black Americans as well is that we don't know the law. And I always tell people that we don't know the law and we always want to hold court in the street. So this is a classic example of what can happen when you do know the law. And you don't necessarily have to hold court in the street, but if you do, you are able to do it the right way. And I'm a proponent of not holding court in the street. When you don't know what you're doing, it's going to lead to you either going to jail, getting hurt, or in a lot of cases, it can even lead to your life being taken or being lost. All right. So what's up, Super T? What's going on, Sassy Francis? So that's my thing with this. And this video definitely points out what happens when the police don't know their job and they don't know the law, which happens quite often. And what happens when, and in this instance, this person actually does know the law. So therefore, he kind of has the upper hand. One of the things I will point out in this video too is just the lack of professionalism that these police officers executed. I'm a big proponent of saying that, hey, for the most part, in most situations, the police usually do the right thing. The police usually handle things the right way. But there are situations where they don't. And when they are unprofessional and when they don't approach things the right way, things go left and people usually get hurt. And that is a big problem that we have in this country. And I believe that it's mostly lack of training, as opposed to a lot of people think that it's lack of, it's their intent. It's not the police intent to want to shoot people, kill people, hurt people, lock up black folks, throw people out. That's not the intention of the greater majority of police officers. And we talking upwards, I'm going to say 90%. All right. But there are some instances where policing goes wrong because there's a lack of professionalism and there's a lack of training. And this is a clear example of that. So I'm going to walk through this video real quick and point out some key points, and y'all tell me what y'all think. Y'all can send it in the chat. Y'all can shoot me an email about it. You can hit drop it in the comments or whatever. Hopefully my people on Facebook, if y'all are watching, I wonder if I can see that on Facebook. If y'all watching on Facebook, let me see if I can go to it from here. If y'all watching on Facebook, y'all subscribe to the channel. It's United Guns of America. And yeah, it looks like it is. Sweet. Alright. If y'all are watching the channel, y'all go ahead and click on the links and subscribe to the channel. Check me out. He said, looks like you got some sun today. That's right, Mario. I'm going to try to check in with y'all on Facebook as much as I can. But let's go ahead and go through this and let's see what's happening. So let me close this out. Let me do this first. Boom. Here we go. And alright.
How many cops does it take for a public photographer? How many cops do it take for a public photographer?
Well, we're just trying to see what you're doing, man. Walking around filming everybody they go.
That's totally.
Okay, so here's what's happening. Let me set this up for you guys. We have and I'm pretty sure this is how it came through with dispatch. I didn't do a FOIA request to get the actual call, but the call appears to be a man is on what they think is county property, or he's out in public and he is open carry. That means open carry means that you have your gun and it is visibly shown. It's in a holster coming off your hip. It's not in the waistband. It's actually out in the open. Now, I will say this. I am a proponent of not open carry. I do not like open carry. I don't. I'm a proponent of concealed carry. And I like that for a couple of reasons. Number one, concealed carry gives you an advantage because somebody may not, if somebody doesn't know you have a gun, they can't prepare and treat you as if you do have a gun. In a situation where you may be getting attacked, you may be getting robbed, maybe getting beat up, whatever the case may be, it's good to not let your assailant or would-be assailant know off the hand, all right off the bat, that you have a gun. Because that can, in some cases, make that assailant or that threat level up and just simply approach you in a more violent manner. Or they can even try to take your gun. And if a person takes your gun, 9 times out of 10, you're going to wind up getting shot by your own gun. We don't want that to happen. So, I'm not a proponent of open carry. I think that in this climate that we're in now, I think that it makes a lot of people, it makes them uncomfortable. Those people that are not gun people, people that are not really about the gun community, don't really like guns, it can make them uncomfortable, and I get that part too. And I just don't think, you know, that you should show, you know, your trump card like that. That's just my thing. However, it is a legal right to be able to carry, and if someone wants to exercise that right, god damn it, this is America, and they should be able to do that. So these police officers have gotten a call that there is somebody out in public who has a gun. It is in a holster. He is not doing anything. He's not threatening anybody. He's not shouting at anybody. He's not doing anything like that. He's just here, actually saying that he's in the county parking lot, and he's a photographer taking pictures, whatever he's doing, and now he's being approached by the police.
Legal.
County Park now. Man walking around filming everybody they dealt with him.
That's totally legal.
County Park now.
This is public property. This is public property. County supervisor. Before you sign your name on the dotted line on the lawsuit, county supervisor, this is public property.
Now, first things first, my man is right. So he is not, and you cannot carry your firearm inside of a government building. You ain't supposed to do it. Like if you're at the courthouse or something like that, you ain't supposed to have your gun in there. You can't carry your pistol inside of the courthouse, wherever he's at. And I would probably imagine that's probably where he's at, or something like that. Can't carry your gun in there. However, he is in the parking lot. The parking lot, it is public property. Plain and simple. It's owned by a government agency. It is paid for by the taxpayers of that county. Therefore, it is public property, and he is well within his rights to be out there in that parking lot taking pictures, whatever the case may be, with his firearm on him. He has not brandished his weapon. He has not pointed his weapon at anybody. He is out there literally being a photographer with his pistol on his side. Perfectly legal. And that's where the first part of this went wrong. You got 6 cops out here for one black dude with a gun on his hip. And I just don't get that. I just don't get that. I agree with you, Mario. Never open carry. I just don't do it. I won't do it. So let's see what happens.
It's public. This is taxpayer. Well, if you don't think so, I need you to know so. Because these are my rights about the body.
Now, I'm going to say this. He's being a dick, but he's well within his right to do so. Because the officer walked up and he's telling him something that is not true. And it actually is. He's telling him, no, you can't be out here with a gun. He's like, no, it actually is. He's like, I don't think so. You're the law enforcement officer. You are at this moment the person in an authoritative position. You have authority over this person. You are supposed to know the law. You are the professional in this situation. All of y'all should know the law. Every last one of y'all should know the law. You should know, being a police officer, and especially with that being a county building, I'm sure you're on those premises or on that property several times a week, if not several times a day. You should know if somebody can carry a firearm, open carry on that property. You should know that. I don't care. There is no excuse for a law enforcement officer to not know the law, especially in a situation like that. Because at the end of the day, when you're talking about saying how you're going to approach a situation, knowing the law will dictate part of that. Because knowing that this dude is perfectly legal right now, perfectly legal, he is not breaking a single law. You don't need 6 people. And I'm not saying 6 people to show up. You don't need 6 people to approach this guy. And that's the first big mistake. Well, the second. First mistake is that you don't know the law. You don't know the law in your own county where you're at on your property that you protect on or you work on. And you don't know the law. And then you have chosen to take an approach to a citizen in a situation where you're treating him as though he's wrong. And he's not. Because now if that dude had a bomb or he had an illegal explosive, then hell yeah, you can approach him however you want because he's a potential threat. Absolutely. This dude is right now a perfectly legal citizen who is not breaking a single law at the moment. And you're approaching him with 6 dudes. Basically, the guys are basically dressed tactical. They got thigh holsters and all that kind of shit. And they got their gun, their hand on their gun. Now, a lot of people will say, well, having a hand on the gun is not anything that's threatening. A lot of people don't realize that sometimes, especially when you're wearing all that equipment, sometimes it just becomes a habit to rest your hand on your sidearm, on your firearm. I did it quite often. Quite often. It becomes a habit to rest just how you sit. Now, actually holding that gun and having your hand around the handle, that's totally different. But having your hand or resting your palm on top of your on the butt of your firearm is something that a lot of police officers, we just do it because it's just a comfortable stance. That's just what it is. All right. But to the average person, they don't know that, and they may take that as saying, well, damn, if it's one person doing it, that's one thing. If it's 6 people doing it, that can be definitely deemed as you being like, damn, what the fuck are y'all doing? Yes, it can be threatening. It really can.
Well, if you don't think so, I need you to know so. Because these are my rights you're about to violate. And we all y'all to be sure that what you're finna do is legal, okay? Because I can film in public as long as I want to. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cops out here, and you got your hand on your gun for what reason?
For my safety.
Are you ready to shoot me?
See, now, let me point this out. Here's where the bullshit begins. He is not resting his hand on his firearm. He's not doing that. He has on a thigh rig. With that thigh rig, your hand, unless you got some Phil Jackson arms, your hand is not going to rest that low. So he actually has his hand on his gun. So my thing is this. Are you really thinking and contemplating on having to draw your weapon and shoot this dude? No, you shouldn't be. You just should not be, because you don't know what the situation is. There's nobody out there, nobody outside in this situation that appears to be in danger. Why would you approach in such a hostile manner for somebody who is perfectly legal at the moment? And this is one of the reasons why people have such discourse in a negative manner or a negative approach to police.
No, I'm not.
So why you got your hand on your gun?
Because I can't.
Because you're ready to shoot me, right?
No.
Guns are ready to shoot. Yo, dude. No. It's a matter of fact. Your hands are on your gun. I'm done talking to you.
Now that was he said I'm done talking to you. Disengage somebody who's being a dick, because he's being a dick. I get that. But my point is this. If I was standing outside as a citizen and I had my hand on my thigh rig, wouldn't you take that as a police officer? Wouldn't you take that as a threatening gesture? Wouldn't you feel threatened by that? Just saying. If I'm standing outside, perfectly legal, open carry, and you are approaching me, and I have my hand on my gun, and I have a thigh rig, wouldn't you take that as a threat? Most police officers would. I know sure as shit I would. I'm going to be like, I want to see your hands, partner. Hands in the air. So you got to say, hey, let's spin this the other way. It's 6, well, he counted 8 of us out here. We first and foremost don't need all 8 of us to walk the fuck up on this one dude. 2, absolutely. You and your partner, you gonna be the point people on this whole stop or whatever, or this contact that you're making, or you want to call it, some people will call it a temperature check. Then you do that. But it don't take 8 of y'all to come up to this dude. It's like, that's how things go left. Because now you got 8 people potentially thinking 8 different things. That ain't good. So the dude was in his defense, he was right from disengaging with this guy, and he's already asked for a supervisor.
Which is legal in this state.
Not here on this county property.
This is public property. I can't carry inside of there. That's a government building.
You're right.
Exactly. I'm outside. This is a public area. What's your name? Tell me your name.
Detective Williams.
Detective Williams. Your badge number?
We don't have that.
Don't have badge numbers. So what you're telling me right now is, per the Constitution, I cannot open carry or film in none of this area.
Per the county policy.
Per the but policy isn't law. I need you to understand that policy isn't law.
Hey man, what's your name?
I'm not giving that out. I haven't broken the law.
Well, I want to know what to refer to you as.
Now, he's right again. And with that dude saying he's a detective, I'm going to give him even a little bit more scrutiny, because if you're a detective, that means your ass been on the force for at least 5-6 years. Easy. You done put in work. So why are you going? You talking about, so if he was like a rookie, I could see maybe the rookie's excited. Rookie could be a little nervous. Rookie's trying to get, trying to get comfortable, trying to get his feet wet. He's trying to get into the whole policing thing. I would get it a little bit easier than that to say he wants to be involved. He wants to show his buddies, his fellow law enforcement officers that he's engaged. He's not scared. He's out here with these guys in the trenches, and he's a soldier. He's going to do that. This dude here, it's like, why are you coming up and approaching him in this manner? And then now he's questioning you, going back and forth, and you can't even answer him. You're a detective, dude. You should damn sure know what the deal is. And then once he's breaking it down to you, you starting to agree with him. So now you should be thinking, okay, obviously this guy knows exactly what the fuck he's talking about to some degree. So let me give him a little leeway. Let me turn down a little bit. Let even if I need to disengage and just walk off. Do that, because it's 80 y'all out here or 60 y'all out here. There's no need for all of that at this moment.
Good citizen, please.
Good citizen.
Yes, sir.
Well, the reason
It's not law. I need you to understand that policy isn't law.
Hey man, what's your name?
I'm not giving that out. I haven't broken the law.
Well, I want to know what to refer to you as.
Good citizen, please.
Good citizen.
Yes, sir.
Well, the reason we're here is
Uh-huh.
because it is abnormal for somebody to open carry on county property.
Now, with that open statement, listen, I would much rather talk to you, but I need this officer to understand that he's threatening my life with his
He's not threatening his
and he has the top of it. I need you to see something. He's gonna took the top off his gun. He's ready to shoot.
So here's where he dead ass wrong now. Everybody know, especially law enforcement, if you got on a level 2 holster and you got that little top that come down and you didn't hit that, that's considered 2. That means you had 1 is getting your hand on it, and 2 is popping that the little piece down. And now it's like, what's next? You gonna unholster your fucking gun in this situation? Are you really at that point now in this ain't even a law enforcement, this ain't even a stop. You're literally making contact with a person. And you're this fucking gung-ho, and it's you and 5 of your boys out here. Why? And I'm gonna go ahead and say what Mario said. Mario said if they are not putting him face down at gunpoint, they should not have approached him. That alone shows that they do not feel threatened. Exactly. Point number 3. If you think that this dude is a bad guy, if you think that he is a bad guy and you want to disarm him in your stop or whatever, he's done something wrong, that's exactly what you're going to do. Hey man, get your hands up, get on the ground. Hey, I'm telling you what I'm doing right now. This is what's happening. I got my gun out. My gun is unholstered. I'm here. Hey, get your hands up. Let me see your hands right now. You ain't even at that point. So you're not threatened. You just think because you the police that you can do whatever the fuck you want and treat people however you want, even if you are threatening with your firearm. It's unnecessary. Totally. The way this thing should have went, should have been like, hey dude, 6 of us showed up. Alright guys, if I'm Sarge or if I'm just the guy in charge, I'm the first one to arrive, I took the call and everybody else is here for backup, it's my show. And I'm going to do this. Hey man, look, me and my partner, we going to go up and approach this dude, because this ain't this is not a dynamic situation where you got to just jump in and find out what the hell is going on. No. You pull up, get out the car, tell the guys, hey guys, here's the game plan. Me and Jonesy, I like Jonesy, I just like saying that. Me and Jonesy go, no, I'm gonna say my boy Coleman. So me and Coleman on this stop, I'm gonna say, hey guys, look, me and Coleman, we gonna go contact this guy, see what's going on. Y'all just hang back. Hey, if you see something jump off, let us make the first move. Plain and simple. And that's when everybody's gonna be like, cool, go ahead. Alright? And me and Coleman gonna walk up to this guy and I'm gonna say, hey, how's it going today, sir? And my hands up like this. I'm saying, hey, how's it going today, sir? Now, Coleman might have his hand on his, be resting his hand on his firearm, because this dude could be crazy as shit, and his mindset could be, I'm going to shoot the first motherfucker that walk up on me. I'm cool with that. As a police officer, though, you can't be scared. That's my next point. You the police, all that I'm scared shit, you don't need to be the police if you scared. So yes, there's always a level of danger because it's a dangerous fucking job. It just is what it is. So because you scared, that don't give you the right to act unprofessional. And in this situation with somebody who ain't broke nan bit of law, you need to be professional. And he should have walked and approached that guy and been like, how you doing today, sir? Is that we got a call about a man walking around with a firearm? I know as a police officer that you are 100% totally legal to do so. However, as a police officer, I have every right to come in contact with you, and I just wanted to just check in with you, sir, see how things are going today. Now, at that point, that person can either be a dick and say, I don't want to say anything to you, officer. I'm not being detained, so get the hell out of my face. I don't want to talk to you. At that point, I can disengage, or I can say something else. I'm the police. I can say whatever I want to say. But at the end of the day, that's how you would at least start this, as opposed to 6 of you and your boys, because y'all some badasses. Granted, you got your guns, you got your vest on and all that. You just going to run up on this dude. It's not necessary. And when you do things that aren't necessary, and when you do things that are not well thought out, that's when shit goes wrong. I.e. Philando Castile. Dude who was perfectly legal with carrying a firearm, he got killed because he had an unprofessional officer who didn't know what the hell he was doing, and he was giving commands to a guy, and he was scared. You can't be that guy. I can't be scared and giving the commands too.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. My keys are right here. I'm cool. I'm holding my hand here. I don't want you shooting for no reason.
Now, to this officer's right here, to his benefit, or to his point, his approach is a lot more laid back. You can clearly see that his holster is definitely still, his gun is still secured in his holster. He ain't even pulled down the little level 2 latch or nothing like that. He's good. He's all good, and he's chilling. And he's at the point where he's just like, man, I'm just talking to this guy. My man that's behind him, perfect situation. He's in a perfect distance. If I was him, I would flank over just a little bit more in case I do get a little ride on this boy. I don't want my partner to be in the way. These other 2 or 3 cats over here didn't even need to be there. Y'all get that man 50 feet. Get out the way.
Hey, can you talk to him?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I am the supervisor.
Yes, sir.
Boom. He is the supervisor.
The county parking lot, it is county property, but the parking lot is public. You are right about that. But it is abnormal for people to walk around the...
Now, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Much respect to this guy, because he's telling him, hey, you are right. Because he knows his job. He knows the law. The other 2 assholes didn't. And that's the problem. So you got a smart guy here who obviously knows exactly what he's doing. However, you got 2 other guys who don't know what the hell they're doing, and they're just excited to be at the party, and they're just excited to be in the place, and they want to do something or say something or do something or say something. Even if something goes wrong, I just want to do something because I'm here, man. I want to be able to tell the story, man, about what happened. That's how shit goes left. Because if it wasn't a camera involved, it could have went left. If it wasn't a camera here, somebody could have gotten hurt. Somebody could have gotten shot. Somebody could have even died. And it's not always a thing about, oh, well, all 6 of them, they'd have gunned him down. It only takes 1 bullet, man. 1 bullet and a lucky shot, and somebody cannot go home, man. And at the end of the day, that should be everybody's mindset. Not just the police officers, but the dude who's there too. Everybody should be wanting to go home. I want to go home. I don't want to die. I don't want to accidentally get shot. I don't want to wind up on life support or in the hospital with a gunshot wound because somebody wasn't professional. Because somebody wasn't being responsible. Because somebody didn't know the law. And this happens and goes left far too many other times than it should because of that specific reason. they don't know the law, and they're not being professional. But this guy here, tip my hat to him.
Park a lot with an open carry pistol. It is abnormal. You have to admit that it is abnormal.
But is it legal?
It doesn't matter whether it's legal or illegal.
Is it legal?
I'm saying it raises people's suspicion.
But you're a supervisor, so you should know this more than anyone. Is it legal?
It is legal. Yes, it is.
Can I have your name? Oh, I'm sorry, I got that already. Okay.
Now see, now he's being a dick. And here's why he's being a dick. Because at the end of the day, you got what you asked for, which was a supervisor, and now you're engaged with that supervisor, and not only is this supervisor being very professional, he's being very fucking nice, and he's being truthful. He's telling you the truth. Yes, this is a county building. Yes, this is a county parking lot. Yes, this parking lot is public property, and you are legally able to carry and open carry a firearm here. However, it is abnormal. And because it is abnormal, that's why me and my boys are out here talking to you, making contact. Should the other guy have said something? Probably not. But now that this guy is seeing, oh, this guy's not being a dick. He's actually answering my questions. He's giving me my credit. So he's stroking your ego. But now you're going to be a dick. And now you're going to say, well, what's your name? Well, what's your name? Well, what's your name? Nah, dude. If you really not there, if you're really just being there just to be cool, and you just doing your photography thing, you shouldn't give a fuck about nobody else, because what you asked for is actually there, which is your supervisor, and he's talking to you. But because he's not being a dick, you don't want to talk to him, and now you're trying to engage the other assholes that are possibly there. You fishing.
Your name?
Are you going to listen to me?
Have your name.
What's the name for?
I want your name first. It's your policy. Have your name?
Is that my policy?
Yes, you do. Because you're in uniform, so you have to identify yourself. Corey Payne, thank you. Alright, any of y'all detain me? Anybody detain me here?
Alright. If you're not going to be rational and talk to me, we're going to leave.
Thank you, bye. No, don't you do anything illegal. Alright, bye. Chump.
Now, and then, well, let me get that last part in there.
All these cops out here trying to violate rights for no reason. And now they're going to stick around, hoping I break the law, right? Because that's what these bums out here do. That's what they do. And this dick here was ready to shoot me. He's probably racist. That's probably his problem. But that's who tax dollars pay for. Bitch. All these cops out here. Oh, look, there's another one coming. Adios. Came out here and wasted time. Oh, you was in on it too? Look at this couple bit. They all try to come out here and intimidate me, and it didn't work out. Didn't work out.
Now, here's the other reason as to why he's an asshole and why he's a dick. And this is why police treat a lot of people like assholes and dicks. First and foremost, they did not call him out of his name at all. He was sir, and they tried to get his name, and he didn't want to give it to him, and they even played along with that. But then, once they decided, okay, dude, you won, hey, round one to you, we gonna disengage and we gonna leave. Now, dude is gonna try to talk shit, even though his punk ass said it low. Chumps, bitch, racist. Why are you doing all of that when you actually, if you so righteous, nigga, if you so righteous in what you're doing, why would you go there and escalate and start name calling? That goes to show that you're being an asshole and you're on purpose, you're purposely being a dick. Because you didn't have to do that. You could have said, thank you, officer. Y'all have a nice day. And the officer said, don't do nothing illegal. And he like, yeah, whatever, bitch, whatever, chump. Yeah, y'all trying to do to me, y'all trying to do me, and I know what I'm doing. Okay, yeah, you know the law, dude, but you don't have to be an asshole. Because at the end of the day, this should be a thing to where they could have learned a lesson, and you could have been the one to teach them a lesson instead of teaching them and showing them and proving to them that even when you right, you still gonna be an asshole. Because you didn't have to go there with it. The dude who didn't know what the hell he was talking about, you disengaged from him and didn't have to say shit else to him. You got your supervisor who was being very professional, who was being very courteous to you, and was literally just doing his job. And you were being an asshole by not letting him do it. Because you simply could have been like, I don't want to talk to you, sir. I don't want to give you any information because I don't have to. I'm out here legally. Am I being detained? No. Okay, cool. And you see, he even probably was checking in with his lieutenant and seeing what was going on, or he was checking in with the captain to see what was going on. They probably told him, leave him the fuck alone. If he ain't breaking no law, if he ain't doing shit, just leave him alone. Because he did say, what you doing is abnormal. Maybe we don't see that every day. And it was to the point to where somebody was alarmed. So if I got another citizen that's alarmed, or an employee of the county that sees a dude, black, white, pink, purple, Asian, whatever, and they see a dude out there with a gun they want to call, I'm going to show up every time, partner. This my shit. I'm King Kong. King Kong ain't got shit on me here. I'd have went Lonzo. If that was me, I'd have went Lonzo. Wait, hold on, man. Let me tell you something. You are legal to do what you do, but so am I. I can stop you and I can ask you a million questions, nigga. You ain't got to answer them, but I can ask you a million questions. And you can say I'm a racist. You can say I'm a pig. You can say whatever you gonna say, but I'm doing my job and I'm well within my authority to do so. So, yes, I can stop you. Yes, I can ask you a question. You ain't got to answer, but I still get to do that. And don't get mad because I'm doing my job. Because at the end of the day, if this was some kid out here doing this and your kid was outside and your kid and this kid got to shooting, or there was somebody else or this grown man got to shooting people, y'all first question would have been like, where was the police? How can the police wouldn't stop this man and ask this man what he was doing out here? He just walking around with a gun and nobody gonna say nothing? So now I'm damned if I do and damned if I don't. So I'm going to do my job the way I see fit. And if I see somebody with a gun that's open carry, I'm going to ask them something. I'm going to say something to them so I can know what I'm dealing with. If you're a law-abiding citizen, shouldn't have no problem. You should be able to do just what you did without calling me a bitch, without calling me what else did he say, a chump, and without calling me a racist. Because if I would have did the same thing to you, if I would have called you a bitch, you would have been like, now you being unprofessional. You can't call me out my name. If I would have called you a racist, then you'd have been like, man, I'm not no racist. I'm a black person. Black people can't be racist. Your feelings would have been hurt. The minute somebody would have called him a chump and say, how you doing today, chump? Walking around here with your open carry pistol. And there's probably some cheap ass pistol too. Yeah. Now your feelings hurt. That's my point. And it's like we have to be better than that to say, well, hey, it's not about necessarily proving a point. Sometimes it's just about saying, hey, I'm gonna take this opportunity to do something that's legal. And if I have a problem or if I have a contact or an altercation, I can handle it professionally. Hopefully I can teach this police officer something. Every nigga ain't out here pissed off. Every nigga ain't out here angry. Every nigga ain't out here committing a crime. And maybe if I'm not a dick, maybe people will start to understand that. Let me watch it one more again.
How many cops do it take for a public photographer?
Well, we're just trying to see what you do, man. Walking around filming everybody with a gun.
That's totally legal.
All county property.
That this is public property. It was public property. County supervisor. Before you sign your name on the dotted line on lawsuit, county supervisor, this is county, this is public property. It's public. This is taxpayer. Well, if you don't think so, I need you to know, sir. Because these are my rights you're about to violate. So I need all y'all to be sure that what you're finna do is legal, okay?
And see, even right here, he's kind of being a dick, but he's right. And that's okay. Before you sign your name on some shit on the lawsuit that your ass may not want to get, I need you to be sure and I want you to know the law. He got every right to do that. That's cool. I'm even cool with that. It's when you get what you asked for and you still go back and try to be an asshole that I got a problem with. Because your supervisor is right there to your right, partner.
I think I'm in public as long as I want to. And
there's a supervisor
2, 3,
right there.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cops out here, and you got your hand in your gun for what reason?
And I don't see no damn 8 cops, so I'm about to say this nigga can't count. I think it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe it's one in the car, 5. Maybe one up on the hill, 6. That's what I think, but whatever.
Are you ready to shoot me?
No, I'm not.
So why you got your hand on your gun?
Because I can't.
Because you're ready to shoot me, right?
No.
Guns are ready to shoot. No. It's a matter of fact. Your hands are on your gun. I'm done talking to you.
You done talking to him? Be done talking to him.
This is public property. I can't carry inside of there. That's a government building.
You're right.
Exactly. I'm outside. This is a public area. What's your name? Tell me your name.
Detective Williams.
Detective Williams. Your badge number?
We don't have
Don't have badge numbers. So what you're telling me right now is, per the Constitution, I cannot open carry or film in none of this area.
Per the county policy.
But policy isn't law. I need you to understand that policy isn't law.
Hey man, what's your name?
I'm not giving that out. I haven't broken the law.
Well, I want to know what to refer to you as.
Good citizen, please.
Good citizen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, the reason we're here is
Uh-huh.
because it is abnormal for somebody to open carry on county property.
Now, with that open space, listen, I'll much rather talk to you, but I need this officer to understand that he's threatening my life with his
He's not
hands.
threatening his
And he has the top of it. I need y'all to see something. He's gonna took the top off his gun. He's ready to shoot me for no reason. Yes, sir. My keys are right here. I'm cold. I'm putting my hand right here. Okay? I don't want you shooting for no reason.
Hey, can you talk to him?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I am the supervisor.
Yes, sir.
The county parking lot, it is county property, but the parking lot is public. You are right about that.
Yes, sir.
But it is abnormal for people to walk around the parking lot with an open carry pistol. It is abnormal. You have to admit that it is abnormal.
But is it legal?
It doesn't matter whether it's legal or illegal.
And that was the purpose, and that was the justification for the contact. Plain and simple, dude. Don't be a dick when you don't have to be. And it's like that dude right there, that's your supervisor that you asked for. That's the only person you need to have a conversation with. Because he tell all them what the fuck to do. Now, if I was him, when you got to asking if I'm Sarge on that situation, and you asking my guys for badge numbers and shit like that, I'd have told him to peel off. I'd have been like, just go. You deal with, I would have forced him to just deal with me. You're not going to sit and question my guys just to be questioning my guys being a dick. I'm not going to let you do that. If I'm Sarge, that's exactly what I would have told him. I'd have been like, guys, go ahead, man. I got this. Because I now see he ain't going to do shit no way. He just got this camera out here so he can just talk shit. That's exactly what he doing. Well, like my boy Mark, like Coleman said, he's trying to get to YouTube heaven. Exactly. That's all he doing. He just out here just talking shit because he can. So I would have been like, now the situation is really diffused. Let's go ahead and turn down a little bit more. Guys, I got this. So basically just saying, you ain't got to go back to your car, but just give me about 20 feet. We good. And if I do something, you do something. That's just it.
Is it legal?
I just want to answer my question.
But you're a supervisor, so you should know this more than anyone. Is it legal?
It is legal. Yes, it is.
Can I have your name? Oh, I'm sorry. I got that already. Can I have your name?
Are you going to listen to me?
Have your name.
What's the name for?
I want your name first. It's your policy. Can I have your name?
Is that my policy?
Yes. You do. Because you're in uniform, so you have to identify yourself.
Right. Overpay?
Corey Payne, thank you. Alright, any of y'all detaining me? Anybody detaining me here?
Alright. Since you're not going to be rational and talk to me, we're going to leave.
Thank you, bye.
And that was cool. Cool. You've been a dick, you've been an asshole, but you were legal. You were justified, and that's your right as an American. Gotcha. Now it's over. It's done. But here's where the extra fuckery comes in. And this is why police officers this is why we sometimes will be an asshole just for the sake of being an asshole. Because at this point, you went too far. You went extra.
No, don't you do anything illegal. Alright, bye. Chump, all these cops out here trying to violate rights for no reason. And now they're going to stick around hoping I break the law, right? Because that's what these bums out here do.
Bums.
That's what they do. And this dick, he was ready to shoot me.
Bums, dick,
He's probably racist. That's probably his
racist,
problem. But that's who tax dollars pay for. Bitch.
bitch.
All these cops out here. Oh, look, there's another one coming. Adios. Came out here and wasted time. Oh, you was there on it too? Look at this cop over here. They all trying to come out here and intimidate me, and it didn't work out. Didn't work out.
That's my point. So it's like, at the end of the day, man, you know, you talking about what the police could have done, and that was one of the biggest things I saw. Is like, y'all could have approached this a different way, and you wouldn't have gave that dude no ammo. You wouldn't have gave him shit to talk about, and it would have just been a thing of just saying, yeah, I can contact you because I can. And at the end of the day, you out here on my turf. This is my job. Let me do my job. And if you want to stick to your guns and stick to your rules, fine. But I still get to contact you. It ain't no, you can't say shit to me. I can say anything I want to say to you. Plain and simple. And that's the thing. And it's like, if you really a man, you really standing on it, let that man do his job. And then you go ahead and go on about your way. You ain't got to talk shit. Ain't nobody called you out your name. They would have been like, hey, darky, what you doing with that goddamn pistol on your hip for? Your feelings would have been hurt. Your feelings would have been hurt. Hey, you bum, what you doing out here? Hey, you chump, what you doing out here? Hey, you dick, what you doing out here? Hey, boy, what you doing out here? Hey, Monkey Shine, what you doing out here? Hey, Sambo, what you doing out here? All of those words, feelings are hurt, and now these police officers are the worst motherfuckers in the world. They would have been. So why would you turn around and do the same thing? Why they got to be a bitch, a bum, a racist, a dick? What is the purpose of that? What point are you proving? Because at the end of the day, they were doing their job. I would expect, or I would be glad, and it would be a comfort for me to know that if somebody's walking around with an AR-15, somebody's walking around with a 357 on their thigh, whatever, and it's not normal practice, that a police officer would contact them. No, you ain't got to run up on them with your gun out. No, you ain't got to throw them to the ground and throw cuffs on. You ain't got to do all that. But to just contact them, why not? Because he could be walking around with a gun illegally. He could be the next fucking mass shooter. He very well could be. He could be on his way to going to the courthouse to shoot everybody, starting with the sheriffs or the law enforcement officers that's at the front gate doing the wanding. He gonna start shooting them first because he know he about to go to jail. Because he just had his kids taken from him from family court. That shit happens all the time. And maybe he had just had enough and was on his way to go and motherfucking just go all out. Made it top of the world, ma. Everybody's gonna die until they kill me. Maybe. And if a contact could help stave that off, if a contact could keep that from happening to a bunch of innocent people and keep that altercation between them 6 cops to save some lives, so be it. So be it. But at the end of the day, don't be a dick. At the end of the day, police officers know the law. Know what you're doing and why you're doing it. And when you approach somebody, approach them the way that they should be approached. Everybody ain't ready to go to 10 on the scale of violence. Everybody ain't at that point. And if you scared, sit your ass in the car. If you scared, stay your ass at home. If you scared, go be a mall cop. If you scared, go be the old police officer that sit in the bank that don't nobody rob because the bank is little as hell. Go be that guy. Don't go be the tactical dude with all the tactical gear on, detective for 3 years and 4-5 years on the force already, and then the minute you walk and see a black guy with a gun on his hip that's legally carrying, that you already at level at 2. You got your level 2 holster open and you ready to unsheath your firearm just because he got a gun. You don't need to be the police if you scared. Plain and simple. Just like, and Coleman agreed with me. So, at the end of the day, that's all I really wanted to do. Just wanted to go through that video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. United Guns of America. Click the subscribe, click the link, click the share, and leave me some questions. Matter of fact, let me scroll back through. It ain't that many people on here, so let me see what's going on. We have the option to open carry in Connecticut, but the citizens here call the police when they see an open carry and things go left real quick from there, legal or not. That's the problem though, Jimmy D. If you have the right, if it's legal to open carry, then you have to approach that person like they are not breaking the law. That's it. And if you scared, you can't be scared. If I'm the police and a guy walking down the street with a fucking AR-15, yes, he has a very lethal firearm right now in his hands. And if he decides to go crazy, if he decides to let it ride, he's probably going to kill quite a few people. Because that 223, that 556, that 308, that Blackout 300, most of the time those are one and dones. Motherfucker hit you with that, you going to be RT. You going to die right there. Yeah, DRT. You going to DRT. So you have to approach it that way to say, hey man, this dude is legal. And until I see otherwise, I have to approach it that way. Hands up, and I have to be humble. I got to be professional. That's what the job is. Plain and simple. Now, if I see a guy doing that, and I got 3 of my guys out here, or 4 of my guys out here, yeah, I may put one of my guys 50 feet away, or 50 yards away, or 25 yards away with his AR, and say, if that motherfucker move, and he shoot one time, lay his ass down. Maybe I might have to do that. Plain and simple. But at the end of the day, you still have to approach it in a professional situation because he's not breaking the law. Plain and simple. So that's just my thing. Let's see what else he got in here. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. This is why I like DC. Only cops can have guns. Yes, there are lots of shootings. But there's no question that somebody has a gun and it's not a cop, no questions asked. Jason, man, that's wrong. That's crazy. And that's why it's like that in DC, which is crazy. Because the only people who got guns legally in DC is what? The cops and the politicians. But I thought y'all did have concealed carry there. All of those cops should have had name tags. Yes, they should have. But even if they didn't, you know, as a police officer, let's say you on a detail or you a detective, whatever, you don't want anybody to know, whatever. If you ain't gonna have no name tag, you should be the first person to say your name. What's your name in your badge, man? My name is Redmond 2220. That's it. What's your first name? You don't gotta have my first name. You got my badge number. My badge number is right here. It's showing 2220. That's my badge. That's my star number. Take that and you go figure out whatever you need to figure out. Plain and simple. He said if you own a shotgun, y'all don't have concealed carry that. If you own a shotgun, it must be taken apart. See, that's why I can't fuck around in DC. Niggas be dying in DC, boy. DC is weird anyway. It's like they got some whole different type of laws there because of how they got their shit set up. They checking in their savings account. The way they got it set up is real different than DC. So yeah, I forgot what they call that, but it's crazy there in DC. But at the end of the day, man, my thing is this: is like be professional, know your job, and do your job. And if you get if more people would do that and approach it that way, you would have better police. And that should be the goal of every police department. And it's like I'm going like I always do. Yes, I know a lot of great police officers. Coleman is one of them. And it's like when I was in shout out to the Sheriff's Department in Allegheny County. Man, those are some great police officers. Great police officers. You talking about just the professionalism, just the knowledge, the tactical know-how. I mean, those guys are sharp, man, and they know their job. And it's like I knew that and I appreciated that. I was able to be around, be trained by, serve next to, you know, partner up with some really, really, really great police officers. And it's like a lot of times, a lot of police officers don't get, the good ones don't get the high five. It is a thankless job most of the time. But I try to always make sure I shout out those good police officers that I know, those good police officers that I work with, and those good police officers that I've come in contact with. I try to always respect them and shout them out because at the end of the day, sometimes a little shout out here and there can go a long way. And it's like those are the things that I really appreciate. I know, hey, the job it is what it is. I get that. But you still need to have respect and show respect to those people that do put their lives on the line. Because one day, they just might be coming to help or save your ass. And that's a fact. So when shit hits the fan and you get in trouble or one of your loved ones get in trouble, I definitely want them answering the call when my loved one dials 911. When my kid or my cousin or my friend needs the police, I want them to be there. And at the end of the day, I want them to be there, and I want them to be as professional, and I want them to be as ready, and I want them to be as skilled as they possibly can. Because the more that they know and the better that they are at their job, the more people go home safe on both sides. The more people go home safe and the more people don't, there's more people that will not get hurt or lose their life. So, I just want to say thank you to everybody who checked out the stream. I hope it worked good on Facebook. I don't know if it was choppy or anything like that. I'll have to check that out. Just wanted to try something new with that. But hey, thank you guys for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel. Let's help grow this thing. I'm going to try to do more content over here as well, just like I'm doing on the relationship rehab. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And this is another episode of The Good, The Bad, and The Ugly. Wow, wow, wow. Peace out, y'all. There we go.